Hey guys, this is Tyler from Sportbike We're here with a 2008 Super Duke R. Gonna do a little video review for you guys. I picked up this bike about 6 months ago. It's my personal everyday rider. I'll go over some of the key pluses and minuses of it, if you will. It's a real comfortable bike. As you can see, it's a naked, it's a little unconventional looking. KTM kind of went their own direction with the design on this bike. It's really angular, aggressive looking, if you like that kind of thing. It's got handlebars. I swapped them myself. I put some Ducati Monster bars on it to get a little bit of a lower on the front feel of the bike. Preferred those over the stock ones. The R version of the Super Duke actually has an uprated engine. It has 15 more horsepower than the stock Super Duke. Has titanium valves, increased compression, and a higher rev limit as well. So it's definitely a different motor in there, as well as the frame and the paint scheme, which is unique to the R as well. It's the only model with the orange frame and the matte black paint scheme. Also the calipers, they're painted matte black as well, and the swing arm is black. Some of the other things that are unique about the Super Duke R is that it comes with a steering dampener as stock, which the standard one does not, because actually the steering geometry is completely different on the R than the standard Super Duke. The Super Duke R has a decreased trail and rake on the front end. It's steeper, and actually some people have run into some small problems because of that at the racetrack. When you're really riding it hard, it's not the most stable bike on the front end. The chassis is a little bit edgy. It points really fast, and some people like that, but if you're really aggressive and you have a tendency to input the front end, it will break loose a tire if you're going racetrack speeds. The suspension on the Super Duke R is also completely different from the stock Super Duke. It has a longer rear shock, which is stiffer, and also the front has stiffer front springs on titanium nitride coated fork. The standard pipe on this exhaust has a Y pipe that you can take off right at the joiner. Actually, I'll take off this helmet so you can see the Akrapovic pipes, the Akrapovic pipes that come stock. The headers on here from Akrapovic are totally stock on this Super Duke R, and I replaced it at the joiner up here, and it splits at the Y pipe, and you can save about 15 pounds by swapping. You can save about 15 pounds by switching to an aftermarket exhaust. I've got the Leo Vinci's here. You can get a close up of this. Something else you might notice about the Super Duke R is what they call a seat. It's more like a piece of rubber that you're sitting on. It's incredibly uncomfortable. I don't mind it. It gives you a lot of feedback from the rear tire and what the bike's doing, but most people would probably want to replace it. The gas tank on this bike is about 5 gallons, which is pretty large for a new sport bike. Some people might like that some people might like that feature. One of the unique things about the Super Duke R, and one of the biggest selling points, is its engine. It has a V-twin, a 75-degree V-twin engine developed by KTM in Austria, which is where this bike's from. And it is a 75-degree, like I said, and it makes about 140 horsepower, so about 125 to 130 horsepower, depending on if you have an exhaust system and if you do any tuning to the bike. And that'll be the output at the rear wheel, about 125 to 130 horsepower. So it has an extremely smooth power delivery. That's what the main benefit of this type of engine layout is. It really makes a lot of torque down low. I mean, as few as 4,000 or 5,000 RPMs, and it builds all the way up to its 10,200 rev limit, which is pretty impressive for a V-twin, especially one that was designed and put out in 2008. So those are the key points on the Super Duke R, and for our more advanced riders and people who are looking to maybe take this bike to the racetrack, I'm going to have a more in-depth video on suspension setup and tires and what really works with this bike and how you can get it set up to work best for you. Thanks for watching, and check out sportbikehooligan.com for more reviews, tips, and techniques for the everyday sport bike rider.